Hi, everybody. I am an Intuit Premier reseller. My name is Rebecca Lockett, and I'm going to be showing you a demonstration of Intuit Field Service Management, as well as covering some very specific points inside the application Intuit Field Service Management. I'm going to be showing the mobile application on an iPad today, and I'm going to be discussing the teamwork section that technicians can use from their tablet or their cell phone to assign work orders to themselves and assign work orders to others on their team. So they would have to be a manager. That is no big deal. They can be a manager and not have access to QuickBooks. It just simply means that they have the right to reassign and assign work orders to others on their team as well as to themselves. And they do have access to the settings in the browser. So, but usually, when I do the training for the technicians, I'm not discussing the ability to log into the browser and access the settings. I'm only discussing how the teamwork section applies to them. I don't even mention that they are a manager. I just discuss the teamwork section with them during our training time together. So a little bit about me. I've been signing companies up all over the country for years now on Intuit Field Service Management and also on QuickBooks Desktop, QuickBooks Online, and Merchant Services to tie it all together. There's my information right up on the screen. There's my phone number and my email and my website. I'm also listed on QuickBooks' national website, quickbooks.corrigo.com. I'm under the local experts section. I'm the third website down. With that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to open up Field Service Management. Mine may look a little bit different from yours. My tabs are colored because I'm just not in a live instance. I'm just in my demonstration account here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a work order from the Customer tab. You can access this new work order button from the Customer tab, from the Work Order tab, or from the Dispatch board. There is a button there as well. So I'm just going to say New Work Order, and I'm going to go ahead and find one of my customers, and I'm going to select a site here. This is the screen where you'd be confirming the information with the client and making any changes by hitting those edit buttons. And we're going to go ahead and proceed to the next step. As you can see, I'm in the second step of the work order wizard. It's giving you a little preview of where we're at. I am going to do, the garbage disposal is not functioning. If you need to put more information in here, you can. Customer mentioned this was the second time this has occurred this month. I'm thinking she would like a quote for a new installation. Okay, so you should be as descriptive as possible in that area. And then just another note, the site service below here will let you know what's going on with that customer. So you can open up that last work order to confirm, what she was saying, that she did see a technician just this month from your company, and she wants a new garbage disposal installed, possibly. So she'd like an estimate. So I would open up that last work order to see any notes prior on that appointment. So go ahead and hit next. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and schedule it. I'm going to give it to Alex, and I'm going to say non-urgent, and I'm going to say next. Now, you can use this button here to filter the dispatch board by skill. You can simply check it, and then it'll take the board down to whatever skill you're looking for. And we can cover that possibly in another webinar. Okay, so this is the final confirmation screen. Don't forget to hit finish. Now your work order is created, and I can hear I got a ding on my iPad. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring up my iPad on the screen. Okay, so I am going to go under my waiting for pickup section and open up, take a look at this work order. Oh, a little refresh. So this was for, go ahead and make sure I'm logged in as Alex. Let's see. Alex Smith, Colleen. Okay. So there it is. So I'm going to go under my waiting for pickup section, and I'm going to take a look at Colleen's work order here. So I'm just going to pause for a moment, let everybody take a peek at the work order. As you notice, the work order number is in bold at the top. The status is one of the most important fields on this work order. It allows you to complete the work order, which gives you the ability to invoice that work order and get a payment on that work order. If it's not yet completed, you won't be able to grab a payment on that work order. So this one we're not going to get a payment on because the customer is not home. We're entering in through the garage door, and we're leaving that estimate that we're building for her on the counter. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up and start this work order, and I'm going to then go ahead and quickly finish it. Okay, so I went ahead and I fixed the garbage disposal, and I'm going to say complete, and I'm going to use my voice to text area here. Customer mentioned that the garbage disposal was not working. I was able to remove all the food scraps from the garbage disposal, and everything is working fine. I left the paper estimate on the counter for this customer to have a new garbage disposal installed, period. Okay, and now I'm going to hit continue, and I am going to go ahead and add a piece of equipment here because I did work on the garbage disposal. I'm going to say done. I could put the serial number is in red there, so it won't allow me to save this a piece of equipment unless I do put that serial number in. So that in the attribute section, you would just make it required when you went to add that, when you went to modify that serial number. 68292222. Okay, so I'm now completed. And at this point, I'm just gonna go to my notes section, and I'm going to snap a photo. So I'm gonna go to my addition sign here, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit picture note. I'm not actually gonna do that, but that's what you would do to add a photo. And if you wanted to add an internal note here, you could do that as a text note. I say internal note because if you are sending a invoice out, you do have the ability to attach a photo and a signature, but when you send the invoice, this note would not come up anywhere. So the work done description here at the bottom, this note that you made will appear on the invoice as a line item. So don't do too much communication to the office in this section. I would put it in the notes area if you do want to add any new notes. So I'm going to just add a text note here, and I'm going to say, customer left me a note on the counter She mentioned that the best phone number for her going forward is 651-927-8850. Please remove the old phone number on her account, period. Okay. Okay, so now I'm done with this work order and I'm going to go to my next job to get started. So I said at the beginning of the webinar that I was going to discuss the teamwork section today. So how to access that section is going to be by hitting the square with the arrow through it in the right-hand corner, and then a section is going to come up that says teamwork, which you'll find right here in the middle. Now keep in mind I'm on a Apple device, so if you have an Android, you're going to hit the pen with the paper or the three dots in order to access the teamwork section. If you don't see it come up, it's because you don't have the role as a manager under the People tab. So make sure that you edit it from technician to manager so they can see the teamwork section. So I'm going to say teamwork. And I do want, I finished with all my work orders. I know I've got that one left, but I need a few more to fill my day. So I've gotten the authorization from the office to go ahead and grab any work orders that haven't yet been started. So I'm going to go over here to waiting for pickup, which means none of these work orders have been started yet or even picked up. So I am going to go, so just something to note, picked up means it hasn't yet been started. Waiting for pickup means it hasn't been picked up or started. So both of these sections would be fair game for me to go in and grab. So I'm going to go ahead and go under waiting for pickup, and I can see clogged toilet, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and open this one up to take a look to see where the address is. Oh, this one's for Colleen too. Let's take a look at this one. Okay. Yep, this is right by where I'm at. It's in Woodbury. I'm in Woodbury, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this one up. I'm going to hit pick up and start, or you can come down here to primary tech. That's a quick way of putting it in your queue. Or you can come down here to primary tech and just hit edit assignment. And I would then pick one of these technicians. So if I wanted to say give it to somebody else, I could go ahead and go into the edit assignment area. I can see Alex, so I'm just going to pick my own name. I've got 3 work orders. I'm going to pick Alex, and I'm going to say make primary. Now, if I needed a helper, I could also select a second person, say Edward, and say make secondary, and add Edward to the job, because I just talked to Ed, and I know that he's got a light schedule too, but I do need some assistance. So I went ahead and I added him on to the work order, and I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And now Edward got that work order as well under his non-primary work section. He got an alert, and I got an alert letting me know that I'm going to go ahead and get this work order. So I'm going to find it now. I could go ahead and hit start from that area, but I wanted to show you now it's in my queue for Drake Mona. There it is. And I'm going to go ahead and hit pick up and start on this job. So and now I'm going to go ahead and take a payment on it too. So I wanted to take one all the way through. So let's go ahead and complete it. Customer called in because there was a clogged toilet. I was able to unclog the toilet in the master bedroom, period. So if I'm not taking a payment, I do want to be more descriptive. But if I am taking a payment on site, there is an area that I can be more descriptive in. So I'm going to go over here. And as you notice, there was a section, there was a section that said repair code. I am going to cover repair codes in another webinar. I'm not going to discuss them today. So if you want to learn more about repair codes, do tune in to another webinar of mine. I'm going to go down to invoice total, and I'm going to hit add new line item. And I'm just going to search for my labor, and it was just, and I didn't use any materials, so I just was there for an hour, so it's just going to be my 1 hour minimum, and I'm done now. And at this point I can edit this and this labor, and I can say and I can even change this hourly rate. I noticed $70, that's not correct. My 1 hour minimum is 165 actually. So I'm going to put 165 and I'm going to say quantity 1. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the square with the arrow through it in the right-hand corner, and I'm going to say pay. And if my account was connected to Intuit Merchant, I would see all the credit card options available there, but it's not connected at this moment. So I'm just going to say check, and it's going to be received from. Oh, made a spelling. All right, and check number. Okay, and I'm nothing in the memo there. I don't have to do anything. And I'm going to email that payment receipt off to Mona's email. And then I'm going to come back by hitting this blue back. And then I'm going to hit the square with the arrow through it in the right-hand corner. And I'm going to grab a signature from her. Okay, I'm going to hit accept in the upper right-hand corner. And I'm going to grab a signature. And then I'm going to hit the square with the arrow through it again in the right-hand corner. And now I'm going to go ahead and hit send. I'm going to attach that signature. And now I'm going to hit send in the upper right-hand corner. And now that invoice is done. So let's go ahead and open up QuickBooks and run the sync between the two. So it's going to pull over the non-paid invoice as well as the paid invoice. So, excuse me, it's not going to pull over a non-paid invoice if it doesn't have any charges added to it and it hasn't yet been moved to the approved status. So the only one that we're going to see being pulled over is the one that I just completed up on the screen here. All right, so let's see. I see it's trying to come up here. And this is a good thing to see. Sometimes you'll get this. So what I would advise is to completely exit out of QuickBooks and restart. So that's what we're going to do. And it's good to see these things happen because at home, you know, this kind of stuff happens to me too. It's not often that it does happen, but when it does, best bet is to just close down QuickBooks and then just reopen to get it to refresh. And of course, do back up your QuickBooks before closing anything down. All right, there we go. The blue synchronization box is back up on our screen. Success. So with QuickBooks Enterprise, as you can see, there's the Enterprise version right behind here. You do get one free user with Intuit Field Service Management. So that is fantastic. You can actually try Intuit Field Service Management live for no money down. So if you do want help activating your one free user that comes with your Enterprise account, I would be more than happy to do that for you for no charge. So do contact me at 651-927-8850, and I will absolutely activate that free user for you on your Enterprise account. Okay, so there it is. Drake Mona did come over, and now we're going to go find her. Now that's the sync trying to come up from before. So over here, let's go to our customer center, and you can see Mona here. And there it is, work order 0027, and it came up as paid. So you want to go ahead, if you wanted to email off this invoice, you absolutely could. It says it's paid. So that's why there isn't that payment link at the bottom of this email, because it is it's fully paid. So you can go ahead and send that. But if you do have your Intuit merchant account added, you can see that this green dot is in the corner here. That means your payment account is linked, and then the payment options would appear for that customer to pay by bank transfer or credit card. So that's all the time I had for today, everybody. Thanks for joining me again. And be sure to tune in every Wednesday at 10 o'clock Central Time.